Hi, I'm Adam Anderson, Safe Patient Handling Coordinator at UI Health, and this is the Maxi Move lift device. The maximum weight capacity on this device is 500 pounds. To turn the device on, simply press the green button here, and the device will power on in a few seconds. If you take the handset and press the button, the screen will light up, and this will show you your battery charge. If the battery charge is less than half, the battery should be replaced. There will be extra batteries on a charging dock on all of the units. If you want to remove the battery, you would turn the device off and just simply press the button and pull the battery out. Put this on the charging dock and take the freshly charged one and then put it back into the Maxi Move. So, the next thing to know is that there is an emergency lowering device. If you lift up the red button here, you pull the pin, you can crank a patient down if a patient is on the device and the device stops working. So there is an emergency lowering device built into this. Before transferring a patient, you want to understand the controls on the handset. There's up and down, which moves the device up and down. There's these two figures, which moves the bar or the patient into a seated position or into more of a reclining or supine position. You can also widen or narrow the legs depending on the transfer surface that you're moving the patient from. So in the case of this patient, we're going to widen the legs completely. When you're transferring a patient, you want at least two caregivers. So Aaron and myself will be the caregivers. With the patient, you want to make sure you select the right sling. There are 4 sizes of sling, and depending on the patient's size and weight, you would select the appropriate sling based on that. With this patient, we selected the blue trimmed sling. The sling was placed behind the patient, slightly under their tailbone, and these flaps were positioned under their thighs. When the sling is positioned properly, the sling will clear the level of their thigh. The next step would be to actually attach the sling to the device. So we'll do that. We're going to bring the lift forward, minding the bar, making sure not to hit the patient. I'm going to lower the bar a little bit, and we'll do the legs first. Okay, so we'll both hook up the legs, and it's just a simple flat clip that hooks on to the bar. Now getting the shoulder clips on, see, this doesn't really reach. So what you can do is that you can tilt the bar back using this sort of reclining feature. So the bar is going to tilt back, and I'm going to lower the bar a little bit more, and then tilt it back a little bit more, making sure the patient's safe. And then this should be enough to hook on this clip. If everything seems secure and the patient's ready, we would then transfer the patient. When preparing to transfer the patient, you want to make sure one caregiver is operating the device. Then the second caregiver would be at the patient's side, making sure they're okay. So we're going to go ahead and lift the patient up. I'm going to control the lift, and he's going to be at the caregiver's side. So we're going to start to lift. We want to clear the chair when we lift the patient up. So this should be probably good. So we're going to bring the lift out with the patient on it. And then depending on where the patient's going to be lying, we have to turn the patient then to make sure that they're going to be positioned right. So I'm going to bring him a little bit more seated now while he's up in order to turn him. This bar rotates 360 degrees, so it's very easy to turn that patient. So we're going to mind his knees and turn him around. The next thing I'm going to do is recline him now because we're going onto a flat surface. So I'm reclining him more into a supine position, making sure that his legs will actually clear the bed. I'm going to bring him up a little bit more to make sure we clear the bed. Then we're going to bring him in toward the bed. Again, minding all the underneath parts of the bed. We position him as best we can, and then we're going to just simply lower him down. You do not have to break the device during lifting or lowering. We bring him all the way down, making sure the bar doesn't hit his body, and then we're going to undo the strap. We'll do the shoulder straps first, and then we'll do the leg straps. I'm going to lift the bar out of the way so we don't hit the patient. And then the transfer is complete. After that, we would roll the patient to remove the sling from the patient.